Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Pagani Huayra BC in multiplayer in Forza Horizon 4. I'm using a tune by Vital Reaper X called ABS because I do use ABS. The first track of the video is the Colossus, which I don't think I've played through entirely in a video before, so this should be quite good. It turned out to definitely be one of the best races that I played in Forza recently. So you may notice throughout this video, and especially in this first race, that I am doing some rainy races for pretty much the first time that I can think of. I don't think I've done this before in a video. The reason for this is because the Huayra is especially good, or at least especially competitive, in rainy races because it's able to keep control around the corners and on the straights without a problem. This car was very fun to drive. I liked it just as much as driving it in Asphalt 9, and it's just about as good in multiplayer in Forza as it is in Asphalt 9. I'm testing this car in S2 class, and in this video there is a race in heavy rain, which is the one you're currently watching, a race in light rain, which will be the next one, and the final race in the video will be in the clear, and you'll see that it performs quite well in pretty much any weather circumstance. It's a very versatile car in that aspect. Arno runs into a bit of trouble on the side of the road with his BC, but then I do, but then he does again, and I'm able to come out just a little bit ahead of him. And also in this race, we have Tacustido in his BC, Meaty Potato in his Ferrari FXX, Tired Flame in his Koenigsegg CC GT, Skipper in his Huayra BC, Race Plays in his McLaren F1 GT, Fire Fuchs in his Bugatti Divo, and Da Bananas in his McLaren 720S. And in just the time it took me to read off those names, Arno has passed me again. He's definitely one of the most skilled players that I've regularly raced against, and I hope that one day I will be as good in the game as he is. If you have Forza Horizon 4 and would like to join in these races as well, you certainly can. It's probably the easiest way to get into one of my videos and get a shout out, and you can do that by going into the Purple Team Discord. The link will be in the description. Go to the Special Roles channel and click on the Forza Horizon 4 emote. It will then be added to you as a role, which I will then mention every time I do one of these lobbies. Typically, I do it every other week on the off days when I am not streaming, so there will be another one in about a week from now. And I will be streaming in about 2 weeks from now. Now, I've also thought about starting streaming on Twitch some other games besides Asphalt. I'm going to keep all of my Asphalt content on YouTube because that is what most of my subscribers are here for, but I'm probably going to stream some Minecraft speedrunning, especially on Twitch over the summer, so definitely go check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description if you would like to see that. And now that my finals are over for my 4th semester in college, I can finally start making videos a bit more often again. So that is why you'll have seen this video come out exactly one day after my previous one, which is something that I've not been able to do in a little while. Another interesting thing about this Huayra is that I'm not actually using my normal paint scheme. I'll tell you in a little bit how I usually get that, because I don't think I've actually shared it publicly before. I'm using a color that was created by Skipper. Now, coming up here is the part that you may have seen at the beginning of a lot of my videos. Arno goes off to the right and flies up above, landing on the track, and I just narrowly miss him there. And I was thinking, okay, well, I'm about 70% of the way through the race. Surely it's going to be easy to beat him now. Yeah. Not with Arno. But while we have a little bit of breathing space, I will tell you how I get my normal color. I go into the two-tone polished, or whatever is the one that looks like the metallic in Asphalt 9. I choose the color 70, which is basically a blue for the base color, and then I choose 79 for the purple as the highlight. Both of those are on full saturation. So yeah, that is how I get my standard purple color in Forza Horizon 4. Of course, when I do a video about a car that has a decal in Asphalt 9 or 8, typically a special edition car if it's in Asphalt 8, or a big special event car if it's in Asphalt 9, I will use that instead just to give a little bit more of that connection there, because I always like to test cars that are also in Asphalt 9 because I feel like those are the cars that people who watch my channel typically know the best. So we're coming up pretty close to the end of the Colossus now, only got a few more turns to go, and we're nearly at 90% of the way through. And just like that, Arno has basically caught up to me. So I knew I would have to do some sorts of evasive maneuvers to stop him from catching up to me. I knew I was not going to try to screw him over or anything like that, but I just tried to play very carefully and stay just ahead of him and not let him really get by me around the turn. That's why I went wide there. I was pretty sure that he was going to hit some things on the sidewalk and not be able to pass me. And so, a little bit cheeky, but I did manage to get get the victory there, but again, that was only because he flew off the ramp and had a problem, so I'm not going to count that as me, like, beating him for real. So now we're moving on to our second set of races. First one's going to be on Cotswolds Super Sprint. Here we see Bananas in his McLaren 720S again, Flame in his Ferrari F40, Lotica in his 911 GT3 RS, Skipper in his Zenvo, and also the same as before, we have Ardno and Tecustido in their Huayra BCs as well, and Fire Fuchs in his Devo. I have actually made a video about the Devo in Forza Horizon 4 not too long after it came out, but that was during a time when I really wasn't making many Forza videos on my channel, so some of you may not have seen it, so pretty good. Definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. The car that I will probably be testing next week is the Carrera GT with a decal designed by Carrera GT in the Purple Team community. I think that'll be pretty fun. I'll probably use a tune created by Naylac28, who is probably the most common tuner that I have used so far on my channel, because I found his tunes a while back through a YouTube channel called Johnson Racing, I believe it was, who's a Forza YouTuber who had similar amount of subs as me when I first found him, around 20,000. And yeah, I've just been using Naylac's tunes ever since, and they've served me well throughout these videos. Here, I unfortunately go a little bit too fast around that turn and hit the wall. The Bananas is catching up to me a bit too fast for my liking here, so I am very sure to take the next turn slower so as not to slam into the wall. We are over half of the way through this lap now, with Ardno just getting further and further ahead. I was pretty sure that I was not going to be able to catch up to him. Since last race, I barely beat him, even when he completely went off a ramp and then stopped and had to start going again. But I was going to see if I could stay ahead of the Bananas. Something a lot of people have noticed is that I am coming up very close to my 1000th video. This, the one you're watching right now, I believe is my 996th. I have an idea of what I want to do with it, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. So let me know if you have any ideas of anything specific you think I could do for my 1000 video special. I did a 1000 sub special so long ago, and now it's 1000 videos. That's kind of crazy. So we have now completed our second race in the video, coming in second place, beating the Bananas but losing to Ardno, and now we're on to our final race on Derwent Reservoir Sprint. That last race was just a light rain after a heavy rain on the Colosseum, and now we have a race which is fully clear. I'm trying to mix things up a bit more in these videos, especially when you have a car that is good in a particular kind of weather such as this one is, because, I mean, there's only so many times you can drive the same, like, dozen tracks or so, and not have it get just a little bit repetitive. So another thing I probably will do is try to drive some more cars that are more, say, circuit focused, rather than long straight focused, like some of the ones that I've been testing, or a lot of them actually. Probably try to do that. I do not know much about whether the Carrera is good on one or the other just yet, so as always, I will probably just choose a mixture of both. Typically, I do about half and half, with a slight weighting towards the non-circuit tracks. So now I guess since we're in the final race in the video, it's a good time for me to give my general review about the Huayra. It's super easy to drive. It does not really have any stability issues whatsoever that I could really find. It's decently fast, handles pretty well, and thank goodness for this, since a lot of the other cars I've tested recently have not had this ability. It can get around turns without skidding out at all. I cannot think of many times at all when I was driving this car that happened, which is a big relief after coming from many cars I've tested recently where that has happened. And being good in rain no less means you can take this out in pretty much anywhere you want to and it will still be good. So just a great overall car for Class S2. Unfortunately, toward the end of this race, I go a bit too fast around this turn and hit the wall, causing me to lose quite a bit of speed, but I do think a couple people behind me also ran into that problem because nobody passed me, which I kind of was expecting them to at that point. But barring something like that happening again in the race, it looks like we're pretty much in the clear. So I want to talk about something that I brought up in my last Asphalt 9 video, which was about the best and worst cars in each class list videos, which I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. I've considered doing more of a tier list. Let me know what you guys think about that. Maybe one for events and multiplayer for each class. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!